Hello everyone, welcome to GeekDude. In this quick tutorial, I'll walk you through on the step-by-step process of installing Active Directory on your Windows server. So let's dive in. Okay. So for this one, I actually have a Windows Server 2022 Standard Edition installed on a virtual environment. So I'm using a VMware workstation. So first we log into the server. So basically this is actually a plain vanilla Windows Server 2022. It doesn't have anything installed, any roles yet. So yep, we log in. So basically this is how it looks. So it pops out the server manager already. So let's just close it for now. So from this one, let's just check the properties for it. So advanced settings. So we have computer. So as you can see, we have the computer name here, and then we have the actual work group, right? So as you can see, it's still not a part of any domain or anything, right? So let's just close that. So to install your Active Directory services, so you can actually install it using your server manager. So to access your server manager, basically the one that actually popped up when we log in, right? So click on start. So you can actually click on the server manager here, or you can do a start and then type in server manager for search, right? So whatever works for you, so you can do that. So from here, click on the manage and then add roles and features. Okay, and then click next. Just next, click next, and then until you see the Active Directory domain services. So add features, click next, 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 and then basically we'll install the required features to install your Active Directory services. So install. So this might take a few seconds for installing. Right? So from here, just wait for it to complete, and then once it actually completes, then we can actually install our Active Directory services role on this server, on this Windows server. I mean, okay. Okay. So once it's actually complete, let's just close this window. As you can see on your upper right corner, you will see a triangular notification with an exclamation mark on it. So click that. Just click on promote this server to a domain controller. Okay, so once the window popped up, so you will have your configuration wizard already to install your Active Directory. You'll be presented with three options. So basically add a domain controller to an existing domain, or add a new domain to an existing forest, or add a new forest. So for our instance, so this is the first time we're going to set up our Active Directory. Let's just choose add new forest, and then you have to specify a root domain name. So just take note that once you actually put your root domain name already, it should be final, because you cannot change it once it's already in production. So for my instance, I'm just going to call it yamamoto.local. Okay, click next. Okay, so from here, you will they will give you some options for it to change, or your forest functional level, domain functional level. For us, for this installation, just leave it as it is. The only thing that we actually need to do in this option is to actually type the directory services restore mode, or the DSRM password. So just a quick fact about it. So the directory services restore mode password is a local break glass administrator password used for booting a Windows Server domain controller into a special recovery to perform crucial Active Directory maintenance and recovery operations. This is when your Active Directory or or domain controller, I mean, normal functionality is compromised. So this is basically your emergency option when your Active Directory is acting up. So you can just put a password for it. So just remember what password you're going to use, but because once you encounter an issue with your Active Directory, this is where you actually need to use this. Okay, click next. Again, just click next. So from here, just going to verify the NetBIOS assigned name. So normally your NetBIOS will be whatever is your root domain name. You specified it. So NetBIOS is a very old technology. This was actually used during the NT NT era, right? So yep. So basically, we already have the domain name. So as I said, it just follows whatever your root domain name is. So you can actually change this if you want, but for ease of management and basically for proper naming convention, just leave it as it is, whatever the name is actually presented to. But again, you can change this whatever you want. Okay, click next. So once this is done, we need to specify the location of our ADDS database, log files, and sysball. For our instance, just leave it as it is. Okay, so as you can see, it's just on the default Windows installation, right? Installation folder. Click next, and then you get to review all the selected options that you actually chose when to installing your Active Directory services. So you can actually also view this as a script. You can run this actually on a PowerShell script to install the Active Directory services, but for our instance, we're not going to use this. We're just going to use the plain old GUI. Right? Click next. So we verify the prerequisite for your domain controller operations. So this is where we actually the system checks if all is well before we actually install the Active Directory role on this server. Okay, so from here, you get to check the prerequisite checks. So all prerequisite checks pass successfully. So click install. And then from here, do not worry about the warnings. So basically, it's just informing you of some of the features that we need that will be installed, but you can actually go back and just change the settings, right? So basically, a Windows Server Active Directory services, it's pretty quite already been a long time, I would say, because Windows Active Directory services was actually introduced during the 2000s, right? The 2000s year. So the first release of Active Directory was in Windows was year 2000 when introduced it with Windows Server 2000, right? So yeah, so we'll just wait for it to reboot. So Active Directory, so basically it's a directory services developed by Microsoft and was first previewed in 1999. So basically a year before 2000, right? And officially it was released with Windows 2000 server, right? And then it's actually evolving significantly since then with each of the Windows servers release, right? So we have the Windows 2000, then we have the 2003, then from 2003 became 2008, 2012, 2016, 2019, and so on and so forth, right? So it's basically that kind of development, right? So On the recording of this video, I believe the newest Windows Server operating system is actually the Windows Server 2025, right? So right now I'm just installing a Windows Server 2022. Right? So okay, this process may take a while applying computer settings. So just bear with me. Just a quick tip: when you're actually installing a Windows Server environment on your network or in your infrastructure, make sure that you actually deploy it with a beefy specification, because this actually becomes your again Windows Server is actually your identity provider, right? It actually provides you with the authentication method. Um, so if you have hundreds or thousands of users, basically all of those users are actually communicating with your server simultaneously, right? So it's in either upon logging into their workstations or accessing a specific application within your environment that actually uses Windows authentication. Right? So imagine all of those requests coming in and out on your servers, on your domain controller. So basically, it kind of stresses out your machine. So make sure that you actually have a good specification, or you actually evaluate the right specification for your servers to serve that specific Active Directory services. So again, we already reboot is already completed. We're already in the login page. So let's just click on Control Alt Delete just to unlock our machine. And then as you can see, we have the already the NetBIOS name as Yamamoto, and then administrator, right? So I'm just going to log in. Straight. Okay. So here, so again, it pops up the server manager, right? So just a quick tip: if you don't like your server manager, basically your window popping up, you can actually do this. Click on manage, then click on server manager properties, and then just check this: do not start server manager automatically at logon. So yeah, once you click that, okay, the next time you log into your server or to your domain controller, it will no longer popped up, right? So let's just cancel that. Okay, let's just verify our installation. So properties again, and then advanced settings, computer. So as you can see, we already have a fully qualified domain name. Basically, here's our server and here's our domain name, and then our domain, right? So basically that's how actually we install an Active Directory. So yeah, that's it. You've successfully installed an Active Directory. Your server is now a domain controller, right? So hopefully this was helpful to you. Right? So don't forget to like and subscribe for more quick tech tips like this one, right? And then see you in the next time, right? Basically, sorry about that. So see you on the next video for it. Sorry, it's my first time.